Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's Malty Monday. We're going to be looking at the Old Ale. Let me stop this little banner thing and say hello to. Oh, drunken one did it again to me. Let's bring up everybody's names. We got Alex. Alex.
Oh,
We've got miscellaneous beer reviews. What else we got? I think next was Josh, who's also on beer. And then we have, I'm trying to fix things so I can't see everybody. I believe Eric is in here as well.
Technical difficulties.
We'll get it together.
Difficulties
caused by other users there.
Nothing. Actually, this is true.
There it is. Okay, I found it. And we also have Beer Man.
There we go.
Right. Welcome in everybody to the panel. I want to appreciate each and every one of you that did show up tonight. And Alex, I will say, you definitely, when you say you're going to be someplace, you're there. I appreciate that. Unlike some people.
Some people always tell you they're going to be there for you, and they just never show up.
And they don't show up. But cheers to Thrash, Mel, Homebrew, and Barbecue. Cheers to Dickie.
Cheers to Dickie.
Cheers to Beer Man.
And Tommy Carroll.
Tommy Carroll's here. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Let me read off the BJCP, what I could find anyways on the Old Ale. I think this kind of goes towards just the British Old Ale or the English Old Ale. And we definitely have American versions as well. But overall impression, an ale of moderate to fairly significant alcoholic strength, bigger than standard beers, though usually not as strong or rich as barley wine. Often tilted towards a maltier balance. It should be a warming beer of the type that is best drunk in half pints by a warm fire on a cold winter's night. That was a quote from Michael Jackson himself. Not that Michael Jackson. The comments on this: strength and character varies widely. The predominant defining quality for this style is the impression of age, which can manifest itself in different ways: complexity, lactic, Brett, oxidation, leather, vinous qualities, etc. Even if these qualities are otherwise false, if the resulting character of the beer is still pleasantly drinkable and complex, then those characters are acceptable. In no way should those allowable characteristics be interpreted as making an undrinkable off beer as somehow in style. Peculiar, I said that well, is a fairly unique type of beer that is quite different than other old ales. I don't think anybody has Old Peculiar tonight, but we'll find out. Let's go ahead and bring up the first to go, which is going to be Alex, the Beer Master. So go ahead and showcase your Old Ale.
Well, this is my first time actually having the Old Ale, but I've had another beer from them, which is the legendary Andrew has sent, Old Rasputin. I forgot that I had that. So I've never had this one, though. The Old Stock Ale 2020.
Awesome beer. You're going to like
from
that.
Northern Coast Brewing. So I'm looking forward to trying it, and I'm going to pour it up, and then that'll be that, and then I will drink it on the next round.
That is a favorite beer.
What's the ABV on that, Alex?
Yeah, what's the ABV?
The ABV might be a 12% or 11%. I'm not really sure where that
11.2.
So it's 11.2. All right.
That's a favorite beer of Matt Dapkins from Massive Beer Reviews. You can see him.
So I'm gonna. Oh yeah, Massive Beer Reviews. I've never seen him drink that beer, but I guess it is his favorite. It's it smells good. All right, where is my glass? Okay, here it is.
He's done years. He's done years side by side of the tastings of that beer. So again, go check out Massive Beer Reviews if you want to know a lot about old stock ale. Yeah.
Oh, I like his channel. His channel's freaking
Good
awesome.
question, Josh.
He does not bullshit. Pardon my French.
No, he don't. That looks good, and I'll give you good cards, but I'll give you the smell and everything else next time around.
Yep, got a nice mahogany red color to it, Alex.
Yeah, man.
It's a
Oh
very
yeah.
pretty beer. All right. Thank you, Alex. Let's bring up miscellaneous next.
Right. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for having me, BuMpY. So tonight I've got something from Founders. This is Curmudgeon's Better Half. This is an old ale brewed with molasses and aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. This is their 2018. It was bottled 8/28/18. The ABV is 12.7%. Let's go ahead and pour this thing up. Proper glassware. Oh, there goes that bottle cap.
Remember that beer being real sweet, so I'm curious what you think of it.
All right, so yeah, here it is. Got a one finger. It's an off-white colored head, and yeah, it's got a deep mahogany, murky look to it. So cheers, everybody, and looking forward to getting into this one.
Prost.
Cheers.
All right. Well, cheers, miscellaneous, and thank you very much for being
We continue on. We're supposed to get a
Man,
score.
I couldn't miss it, man. I picked Old Ale, and it happened, so I had to be here.
Hey, BuMpy, before we continue on, are
Yes.
we supposed to get a storm or something? Because I hear wind as well. So what the heck's going
It's
on?
been very windy.
We have there's a lot of winds coming through the northeast right now.
Northeast, cold and windy tonight.
Cold.
You bet $1 on that. And this is a perfect day to go hibernating with the hibernation ale. Good segue right there. Yeah, this is English style for the old ale from Great Divide. That's in Boulder, Colorado, I believe. Chedio and Thrash, you tell me otherwise. This was canned on the 22nd of September 2020. And this is their winter varietal. So it's still winter. We're coming out of winter here. And in 2020, this was their 25th anniversary of the ale. So they're doing basically kind of like a winter warmer style at 8.7, but they're foregoing any of the holiday spices in lieu of a more robust dry hopped ale with malty richness, balanced with a complex hop profile. So that does sound real good, and they've gotten awards from 97 till 2006 and probably beyond on this beer. So yeah, definitely that dark mahogany red color with that nice finger khaki head. Looks good to me. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That percentage was.
Cheers, Eric, and thank you very much for being here on panel.
Thank you. So polite, BuMpy.
Do you have a flat beer tonight?
No, I hope not. Well, I have something different than everybody else on the panel.
Liar.
You're a curmudgeon.
So me and Miscellaneous have the same beer, and it was bottled on the same day.
Bottled on the same day.
Same day. Oh my god.
12.7%, 8/28/2018. So yeah, like you said, it's a old ale with molasses and aged in maple syrup bourbon barrels. 12.7, 35 IBUs. So hopefully I have some carbonation on this one.
I think there's some in there. There's some in mine. Just a bit.
Oh yeah, there's definitely it's definitely coming out the top. Oh yep, there we go. So
If you want any head, you got to get a little aggressive with that one. Found that out.
Have to
There
leave
we
right.
go.
Better
All right. Nice pour.
Thank you, sir. So we got about a 1 finger head on there. It's got like a brownish, looks darker on camera, but it's got like a brownish hue to it. Smell some of that. Smell some of that bourbon or maple syrup in there too. So, cheers, BuMpY. Thanks for having me. Sip on this and see if me and Miscellaneous have different tasting and smellings. So, cheers. Appreciate you.
Cheers, Josh. Well, if I didn't have you, then you would not be here on panel. So I want to thank you for being here on panel. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, sir. Appreciate you.
Let's bring in another guy who's had a really rough day today. Beer man.
Yeah, man.
What's up? Thanks, BuMpY. Cool, man. I was fortunate enough to have this. It's been sitting in my room for about 6 months. And like you, I think I bought it just on a whim, just to have. Well, actually, Justin threw it out my way and was like, okay, let's have it. He said, condition it for a while. Leave it in your room. I was like, okay. And this was the greatest time to have it. So awesome. This one is Fuller's, or I guess Fuller Smith and Turner PLC Griffin Brewery. I was getting into the education of what the hell Fuller's is all about here. Yeah, Fuller Smith and Turner PLC Griffin Brewery. Okay, wow.
That's a mouthful. But it's
2017 bottle condition vintage ale or an old ale. Limited edition. It's a number 129946. It was brewed with Denali hops, giving it a citrusy pininess, they say. 8.5% ABV and no IBUs listed. Let's open this up. Got the nice ribbon on it. Came in a nice box.
That beer is awesome. You're gonna like that.
You've had a lot of these beers, then, Eric. Basically.
I think I've had all of these so far. Yeah.
Nice and opaque. Can't see through it, but it's a nice amber color. Poured a nice half a pinky head. I can't wait to get into this, man. I won't go through the aromas, but there you go. Cheers. Thanks again, BuMpY.
Cheers.
Thank you for being here
Oh yeah.
on panel.
So polite.
Oh yeah, cheers to the panel.
Here's to the panel.
Wow.
All right. So what I have is the same brew that Alex the Beer Master has. It is the 2020 Old Stock Ale from, whoa, almost dropped it.
You wouldn't have the same one then.
Yeah, North Coast Brewing Company out of Fort Bragg, California. Independent since 1988. 11.2%. It is certified B
Kosher. Certified kosher.
Corporation. Says to serve this at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It recommends a
Better do one of these.
kind of like a goblet more, but it's similar to this. Let's go ahead and crack it, pour it, show you what it looks like. It looks just like Alex's and most of the other ones. It's got that nice mahogany red coloration. Built a kind of off-white, almost khaki-ish yellow head, tight bubbles, and it has a good clarity. Cherry cough medicine.
Nice.
Whoa.
Carbonation bubbles going up through. You can't see. If I had the lighting on the other side, then maybe you could.
You can see it over there, you.
That's a pretty beer.
That's actually pretty good.
There you
Can I
go.
do that with my beer?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Yours is way darker. Or way lighter.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So
no,
There
Larry,
you go. There you go. There you go.
Screwed it all up now, BuMpY.
All screwed up. Wow.
I'm all
Anyways,
screwed up.
I'll get out of the fuzz. We'll bring Alex the Beer Master back to talk about the brew.
All right. Well, as legendary BuMpY has said, it's something I think California. It's the legendary BuMpY has said it's from California and stuff like that. Northern Coaster Old Stock Ale.
North Coast.
And color looks very reddish color, ogany reddish color, as the legendary BuMpY had said too. Same exact color. Nice head, and obviously went down a little bit more. Smells like I could be wrong, but it smells like a barley wine, even though this is not a barley wine. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm smelling, but it's based on how I feel. Smells a little bit sweet, but we're gonna see what it tastes like and see see if I like it. But according to Eric and BuMpY, I'll like it, so we'll see. Cheers.
Cheers, Alex.
Cheers.
Alex.
First old ale for the beer master. All right.
Well, first thing you taste is sweetness, alcohol, not too bitter. Not too, I think it's just a slight bitter, but more sweet, more dry to the palate. But it's very flavorful. I could tell you that. But do I taste a cherry? How's that? I don't know if it's a cherry that I'm tasting, but it kind of tastes like that. What do you think, BuMpY? I want your opinion on that. Would you?
You gotta wait, Alex. It's your time to shine, man.
Mm-hmm. But no, this is good. I've never had this beer before. That's why I don't know, legendary Andrew. But it's a very good beer, and the mouthfeel, it has a little bit of thickness. I don't know if that's just me, but we'll find out. But it's very good.
You say it goes across the palate, smooth or oily, or
kind of like a smooth, oily kind of taste. Not taste, but feel. Yeah.
like, yeah.
Be a slight sticky body.
But it is good. When I get it again, it's a possibility. I think I'll get it again. But we'll see what happens. But it is a very tasty beer. I think I will get it again. It has a great flavor to it. This would be a good winter warmer. Kind of warms up the body. So it would be perfect winter warmer. Wow. Cold night like this, or a nice windy night like this. So if you can get this, please do. And I'll give you the rating and all that good stuff next time around.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to that, man.
I try my best. To
Yeah, Alex, that's what it is. Practice. The more you do it, the better you get.
Sounded about good to me, so I can't complain.
Yeah. And I'm not as shy anymore either since I've been doing it.
Hell no, you're not. That's a win.
Thank you, everybody. I'll be back the next round and shout outs.
Awesome.
Shout out.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome, my brother.
It's bright over here. Shit.
That's your future.
Is the beer talking?
So yeah, the curmudgeon's better half, poured with a one finger head, kind of similar to what BuMpY said. It was off white. I don't know if I call it khaki. It did have like an eggshell kind of, maybe like a almost manila colored head. It did seem to clear up a bit. When I first poured it, it was quite murky, and now it's seems to be a little bit cleaner looking. So yeah, I took some notes. Let me see here. I do get a breadiness out of this. It's like a sweet brown bread. I get mild cask notes that put vanilla and maple up front with rich molasses. It did have some really good head retention off the get go. It will regen a nice head. Don't spill it. Oh yeah, it'll come back. Has good lacing. Definitely got some alcohol legs. What the hell? Where was I at? For the 12.7% on the nose, the booze isn't there, which is scary. I really, in my opinion, I go to smell it. I just get some of that oaky vanilla maple molasses. I mean, it's the adjuncts are on point. I mean, it smells like what it's supposed to be. I mean, I guess since it's warmed a tad bit, there's a little bit of alcohol nose to it. But cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Beer's really good. The mouthfeel is smooth and slick, accompanied with a full, robust body. This is a definitely full body beer. Lands heavy on the palate. You can taste the booze in it, but it's not overbearing. Viscous, envelops the palate with oaky maple, with a slight touch of vanilla from the cask. Copious amounts of molasses punch you right in the kisser, followed by a slight dry finish, leaving a sweet brown bread note on the tongue. There might be it's kind of like Alex said, it's not really a bitter beer, but you can get a touch of it here or there where the hops come into play. But other than that, this is excellent beer, well-rounded. Would buy some more of this if I could come across it. Probably won't happen because it's from 2018. So maybe we're due for a new batch here coming up in the next couple years. So
Damn straight.
But Legendary Andrew, you should ever get the new batch. You got the 2020, right? Or they don't have that around anymore.
this is 2018.
Oh.
I haven't
I had a buddy of mine a couple of years ago on New Year's. Him and a buddy of his split a 4-pack. They didn't like it, so they gave it to me. That was around New Year's, so I think that must be around November or December when that 4-pack comes out, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like holiday season.
They thought it was too like syrupy sweet and boozy for their taste. The curmudgeons.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Mm-hmm.
They should try a Dogfish 120.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Or wide stout.
They might like that better.
Mix them together.
Boozy.
Do a heaven and hell.
My keister.
They love sour beers, a little ABV. Anyways.
I bid good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Good luck.
It's a very unique beer you're drinking. So cool stuff there. Hello, and I forgot to say this. And thank you for stopping by the Bumpy Road Brewery channel of YouTube. I'm Thomas Metal 75, and here is your beer review today. We are doing the Hibernation Ale from Great Divide. This is their English-style old ale, and that is Boulder, Colorado, I think. 8.7% ABV. So just a tiny bit from the website. In 2020, this marked their 25th anniversary of the Hibernation Ale, and it's been their winter traditional beer since 1995, and it's 8.7, and that's basically all they say. It's good with grilled beef tenderloin, Aroma, and aged Dutch cows, milk cheese, apple crisp, and ginger ice cream. I can see that, yeah. So we talked about the appearance already, having that dark red and the 2-finger head. Now it's down to the 1 finger, and it's got extremely nice lacing, I tell you that. So let's go right to our aroma. I do have the notes, so I'm going to stay on topic here. So yeah, it's super dark chocolatey, and it's somewhere between Italian or French roast, maybe even espresso for the coffee roastiness. There's brown bread and molasses type notes in this one. I'm even getting stuff that reminds me of lactic milkiness, or like an imperial milk stout. And I'm even getting some vanilla. So that smells like an imperial stout right off the bat. So I'm not complaining. Cheers. Very malty as compared to winter ales, but cheers.
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 I'm not big into all that holiday spice stuff. This is much more up my alley. Ooh, okay. So this one right off the bat has a very nice pronounced smokiness. Very smoky overall. campfire, roasty dark coffee, and very dark chocolatey, with some molasses, dark cherries like in Alex's beer too. Milk lactic like with a lactic style souring at the end, if that makes sense to anybody. Definitely is reminding me of cold dark coffee in the taste and in the finish. It's super malty, and they do make a barrel aged beer, and I can imagine that thing being awesome. I can imagine the barrel giving you even more of that vanilla, that woody note mixing with the smokiness and the roastiness, and some of that coconut with the dark chocolate would be amazing. So yeah, to me, it's a medium to full bodied. If you call it full body, I would not disagree with you on that one. It is kind of refreshing for what it is. It's not a chore to drink, really. It's pretty crisp, nice carbonation, and it starts with a sweet molasses kind of a flavor, but after a few seconds, it finishes on like the smoky, ashy, dry kind of side, which is not me knocking on that beer. I'm enjoying that one so far. So yeah, for an English style old ale, just like an English beer, period. Very awesome. If you like imperial stouts, your imperial porters, you like any kind of stout or porter, you like coffee even, you might want to try this bad boy. If you like dark roasted coffee, you might want to try this hibernation ale. I'm loving that one. So far, so good. We'll come back around. You'll hear from me on the rating. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good stuff, Threshman.
Yes.
Oh, the chat is killing me, dude.
Nice to have carbonation back over that.
It's a good thing.
So, 2018 Better Half Curmudgeon from Founders. The head's still a little bit there, kind of like miscellaneous, as you can kind of regen. Nice alcohol legs. Nose on this guy is picking up kind of that brown bread, almost like I kind of pick up a little like biscuity notes on mine. Get a little bit of that vanilla. You can kind of smell a little bit of to me, I can kind of smell a little bit of that booze, but it's not in your face. But maybe a little bit of caramel on there. Kind of smell that maple syrup a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting like a biscuity note, but like a brown kind of bread crust and biscuity. Some sweetness to vanilla. I got a little caramel. Maple. Yeah, like I said, the alcohol is masked pretty well. I get a small amount of alcohol smell from it on the nose, but it's not overbearing at 12.7%. So yeah, let's go in for a taste and see what I get. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Salud.
Salud. So yeah, right off the bat, you get that sweetness from that maple syrup. You get that vanilla. You get a little bit of that biscuit characteristic of it. I'm picking up a little bit of caramel on this too. Barrel is a little bit present. It's not, like I said, it's not overpowering for being 12.7. Not hot by any means or anything like that. Smooth. Mouthfeel is probably about medium to me on this guy, almost full body. But yeah, this one's good. I've had this one before. I always enjoyed this one. I like the maple syrup and like that vanilla characteristic, and obviously the bourbon barrel aspect of it. But yeah, I think the flavors flow pretty well in this one, and yeah, I'm gonna keep sipping on this guy and give my score on the next go around. So cheers, BuMpY. Thanks for having me. Cheers to the panel, for the chat. 18
Cheers,
million,
John.
whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Same batch of beer.
Yeah, bottled on the same day.
That's creepy.
It is beer o'clock.
We're in each other's hands.
It's beer nut. Beer nut.
Yeah, it's crazy. The same day too. That's nuts.
Right.
They do. They said you guys are gonna do Malty Monday.
Sign the petition.
Oh, wow.
Here
They
you go.
predict this one was going to happen.
They were ready. They were ready.
All right. Well, I think there's a beer man on this.
Beer man, beer time, beer man.
Cheers, Clint Brook.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
Thank you, Laugh Beer.
Itchy.
Cheers.
So itchy tonight. I can't. Hold on. Look at this.
Log for men.
Okay. All right. So we got Fuller's 2017 bottle condition vintage ale, number 129946, 8.5% alcohol by volume. Let's get into this one more time, or this time. Let's get into this.
Oh, Lord. You're gonna celebrate.
Let's get into this again more fully.
One more game. Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
Leonard Skinner said one more from the road.
So this has a nice regeneration on the retention's really lovely. It poured about a pinky head or so and regenerates to that exactly. Let's get into the aromas on the nose. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we'll just keep on cheersing.
Yeah.
So much love.
I get the barrel. I get barrel and like a cherry plum smell. I get a real hardcore like
Hardcore.
caramel like caramel toffee kind of thing coming out. You get that barrel, you get the fruits, those deep rich fruits start to pour through it. It's really nice. Yeah, this is really nice, man. It's complex. It's got a leather's coming through real nicely on that too. It's very leathery. Let's go into looking at it. Yes. So we have the head is there. The retention's great. It's sticking around. It's creamy. It's silky. It's lovely. It's off-white. It's got a very hazy look to it. It's opaque. Can't see through it. It's copper. Definitely more of like an amberish copper, kind of a deep amber hitting the copper line. Actually, it looks more copper in the camera. Yeah, you can't see through it. Kind of like a medium, slow rising bubble. Just kind of like you can see it come up. It's like creamy all up the side of the glass. Really creamy head. Let's drink it. Cheers.
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 Cheers, panel.
Slanja.
Yeah. Yeah. Salanti.
Wow. Oh, that's got this crazy. Wow, that's sweet. That's sweet. It's the plum and the raisin comes through. Raisins. I'm getting raisins. Yep. I sure. And cherry. I get a nice like a brown breadiness at the front there. Soft, subtle mouthfeel. The body is definitely a medium full kind of body. Tangy towards the back on the sides of the tongue, kind of a tanginess. That sweetness resides all the way through the palate and the tongue. It does have a warmth though from the alcohol. It is an 8.5. There is a little bit of warmth running along the tongue, like a buzzing sensation, but it's not real warm. Like it doesn't have that warmth or like that alcoholic buzz going up the sinuses or down the throat. It's a chalky feel in the back. It's dry finish, a medium finish. That sweetness only sticks around so long before it starts to dry off. So it's actually that's where the beauty of I think this beer is. It's such a nice. It hits you really fast with this sweet, leathery caramel, toffee, cherry, plum, barrel-esque like feel. And then it just rids away quickly and like starts to dry away and dry off and just leaves you with this idea that, wow, I just drank a really cool old freaking beer here, an old ale, man. This is definitely an old ale. I don't know how old it is. Well, it's 2017 old. So
Oh,
this bottle for a while. It's had some time to cure and age, and heck yeah, man, this is really good.
those are awesome. I've had
Drinkability's awesome as hell. Yeah, it's super awesome beer. Fuller's makes some top notch. But yeah, really liking this. Got my numbers, got my ideas.
I don't think for what it was. I forget, beer man. I forget what it was, but it didn't seem like for what it is. It wasn't that expensive for the presentation. I mean, it is comparatively to like macro beer, but like I think for the presentation, what you get, you even have like a little pamphlet in the box that talked about the other Fuller's vintage ales. I thought it was really well done, and again, I didn't think it was too.
It does have a little thing. Yeah, it does have a little like package thing to read, like a little like pamphlet paper thing.
It talks about the past years of that beer.
Yeah.
Cool. Right
Yeah.
on Fuller's.
Some other things I picked up real quick. I do get the pininess, the dry piney kind of kick in the back. And there is like a little like kind of citrus. I've been trying to warm this in my hands. If you haven't seen it, I was just sitting there kind of like warming it, trying to get it to like 60, 65, just to really get like a lot of flavors. It's a very complex beer though. It's got that citrusy edge as well, but that sweet like raisin really came through. Just a great beer, man. It really is it's something you would want to sip on and have fun with. Kind of warm yourself up, good winter warmer. Just very excellent. Hell yeah. Cheers. Thanks, BuMpY.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, guys.
Glad you got to drink that finally.
Finally, yeah.
Cheers, beer man.
And thanks, Justin, for giving this to me. Or not giving it to me,
Oh yeah.
having it available.
Awesome. Hopefully you guys can't hear the TV in the background. No? Okay.
No.
Copyright strikes are coming.
I was gonna say if you can hear it, then the YouTube Nazis can hear it. Ooh.
It's like live streams starting. Everybody decides they want to have loud conversations. It's like,
I'm kind of picking up on that too. Whatever whiskey's talking. Oh, buzzy.
The buzzy sensation.
Never mind.
Yeah,
But I heard it buzzing.
buzz.
like a bee.
So beautiful beer here. Very malty, bready, brown bread crust type notes. There is a little bit of a boozy presence in the aroma. Sweet, as Alex said, as well. A bit of alcohol in the note. Maybe a floral touch of hops. All right, let's get into the drink. Cheers.
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 Cheers, BuMpY.
Malt forward with all the bready notes right up front. Kind of toffee-esque a little bit, but it's the brown bread's bread crust toffee. Kind of a balanced bittering effect happens. Bit of a kind of a spicy to floral hoppiness with it. A little bit of a cherry type note does pop up there, Alex. So cherryness. It's a full or a very high medium body to this one. Medium carbonation. It is drying on the palate, even with that full body. Which maybe it's the residual sugars that are left over in it, but it does leave the tongue a little bit dry. It doesn't have a warming effect on the throat or the chest at all, and it doesn't taste of booze. I can pick it up on the aromas, but it doesn't taste of it.
It just feels that way.
Then why? But
It's my
hey, BuMpY,
11.2.
why did it feel like it to me in the beginning? And now I don't feel it either. But I'm just saying now. But I felt it earlier. Maybe it was just me. I don't know.
baby palate. I don't know. I don't know, Alex.
Maybe it smooths out when it warms a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. They do recommend 60 Fahrenheit for the serving temperature for this one, which is higher for a lot. Like even you'll see some stouts, and they usually keep them around the 50 to 55 range. You hardly ever see them up in the 60 or higher recommended drinking temperature. But I do think that probably brings out more of the bready notes that are in there. So if you drink it super cold, I think some of the toffee and a bit of the cherry and stuff comes through more versus the bready notes. Yeah, it's a nice brew. I'll be thinking of a score for this one myself. If I recall, in the COVID-19 tasting I did, I think I scored this one fairly decently. When I had lack of aroma and taste, it still had some type of a punch to it. So it's a lot better when you can actually taste and smell all of it. So, all right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Go back to Alex and what he thinks of beer, and give any shout outs as well.
Back to back old stock ale.
Well, it's a very good beer. It don't get 100, but it does have a great flavor. I'll give it an 88 to a 90. That's it. As far so it's not world class, but almost there. So a little bit. It's very good though. Maybe I can back it off a little bit. Maybe I'll do 88. Maybe if I do another beer review or something, maybe it'll go to 90 or up a little. But so far, this beer is very flavorful. I like the taste.
88.
Yeah, I give it 88 or a 90. I'll give it a 90. I'll give it a 90. If I have,
now.
I'll give it a 90. And if I have to put it back on the next round when I decide to do another review, then I will. But right now, it's good enough for a 90. And if you can get Northern Coast Old Stock Ale, just like the legendary BuMpY and me got, please do. It's a very good beer. I'm probably going to age the rest of these, or maybe drink one more in the future and then age the other two. And then maybe get some more, since it's good. If I can get more. So, please, it's a good beer. And the shout outs for Food Friday, we are having donuts. We're having donuts, and we're having donut beers or stouts. Why I'm saying stouts, because we don't know who can get donut beers and stuff like that. So it could be donut beers or stouts with your donuts, and it could be any donut you want.
Boston cream.
And and the other shout out, please do the go to John and Elliot on Sunday nights around 8:00. No, not Sunday nights. Sunday morning at 10:30 in the morning.
There you go.
And go to Stout Sunday on that. So 10:30 in the morning, go to Stout Sunday if you want to drink stouts. If you're in the mood to drink a beer at 10:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. So that's all I got to say about the shout outs for me. So,
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. Cheers.
Well, BuMpY, I would do your shout out too, but you're here, so I'm not going to do a shout out for you if you're here.
Oh, feel free to do my shout out. I don't have to do it then.
Multiple times.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers, Alex. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh my God. Good beers.
Hat says it all.
Yeah.
Beer's dope, man. It's really good.
Thanks,
I
John.
was blown away by this beer. How easy drinking, smooth, robust. It's got a sweetness to it. I mean, for 12.7%, you can't lose. Can't lose money on this. I mean, I think I paid like $16.99 for a 4-pack of this. As high ABV as it is. It's a really good beer. If you see it, the vintage, the 2018, because I think this might be the last year that they made this. I until it comes back around. Pick it up. Don't miss out on it. I wouldn't say this is a beer you want to sit down and drink 2 or 3 or the whole 4-pack, but it's just a nice treat to have, you know. Just pull one out of the fridge or pull one out of your dark stash spot, put it in the fridge, and then just enjoy it every once in a while. It's really good. I got the maple, I got the cask notes, vanilla from the bourbon barrels. The caramel notes that Josh were picking up, I kind of threw mine towards more like molasses, because it's like a toffee almost. I wouldn't put it caramel, but it's a deep, rich sweetness. So if I'd have to score this out of a score from 1 to 100, this is going to be, it's up there. For the old ale category, I haven't had too much in this category of beers. I have had Old English. That's not a world-class beer. That's a malt liquor. But I'll go ahead and I'll put this at a 97. It's really good. I wish I could get more. I only have one of these left, and I think it's going to make it off to somebody's beer package. I got 2 people on my list, and I think I know who it's going to. So cheers, BuMpY. Thanks for having me. Plugs. Me, Beer Man, and I believe Josh picked one up too. We're going to be doing an examination of the Rogue Double Chocolate Stout here in the near future. We just have to get together, probably do it after the show, after we make the poll, get some kind of time and date set in place, because there is so much going on in our communities and surrounding communities dealing with these beer reviews. They kind of don't like to trample over other people's stuff. So other than that, Wednesday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, go by Chugs. We'll play What's the ABV? Come play the game show with us. It's always a great time. And like Alex said, Sundays with John and Ellie and Michael Kormaroff, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Bring your stouts, bring your porters, get your swerve on early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me, BuMpY. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my beer. Shut up. Oh, yeah. Free Drewski.
Release Drewski from those chains.
All right, people. Thank you for having me, BuMpY. Thanks for putting up with me, panel, as usual. Quite the character, but you gotta love it. Hibernation Ale, English style old ale from Great Divide. I'm trying to think of some other things to say before I give this a rating here. I'm thinking that once this room temperature starts, it's not room temperature yet, but it is getting a little bit warmer since we've been here for the almost 15 minutes. And some of that, like the words that I used to describe were the smoky, ashy kind of a dry finish. That smokiness, the overall smokiness, is kind of dying off a little bit. It's not quite as, for some reasoning, when it was cooler, it was much more smoky and ashy. At this point, it's much more dark chocolate milk and still very molasses and chewy malts, chewy brown bready malts. Beer Advocate gave this a 90. If Michael Komaroff was here to write down a rating and I said 95, I would let him put that thing in the book. So 95, I think, is this is pretty cool. It's right up the alley of imperial stouts, imperial porters, milk stouts, and I like the idea that BuMpY Road talked about in the description of the beer about the winter time and being around a campfire. You could use this in substitute of a brown ale to get your really rich bready maltiness out of it. I guess at this point I am getting a little bit of the caramel toffee malts now that I think about it too. So yeah, it's like a brown ale meets like that imperial stout kind of flavor. It's real awesome. And yes, somebody else said it about their beer, Power Persuasion. It is kind of, I think it was Beer Man, kind of is a soft palate for what it is. Awesome stuff. 95. I would buy that occasionally. And yeah, you at 8.7. I guess you could age the hibernation ale, leave it in hibernation, see what it does in a couple of months. Buy 3, 4. Every 6 months. To me, Alex, every 6 months is a great time period to age a beer. Drink one now, age it for 6 months, and then try it in 6 months and see what it does. But for
Eric,
Yeah,
I think you got a point there. My brother-in-law does the same. My brother-in-law
every 6
told me
months
to do
is
the
a good
same.
time frame.
My brother-in-law told me to do the same thing. So the other stouts,
What I've done, yeah.
I will be drinking it in the next 6 months, but probably a little bit earlier because one of them, Legendary Andrew, wants to drink one. But other than that, the other, yeah.
Very good. So for the shout outs here, I do the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube on channel Thomas Metal 75. I am gonna do the Wildcard Wednesday again on that channel, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. If anybody wants to show up for that, we did have a good showing last week for that show, so feel free, bring a wine, liquor, or beer and show up. Also, Masters Beer Reviews is on Facebook as a group. Myself and Tom the Beer Whisperer will let you in. You talk about beer. Let's talk about it. And Oxblood Forge, the band I drum in, we got one more song to get mixed, and then we'll start the mastering process. We're nearly there. Cheers.
And Legendary, Eric, don't I have the power to put people in too, right? Because I think I'm part of it.
I think anybody that's able to be on that group can see who wants to come in, and then we'll be allowed to join. So I think you probably could, yeah. You add anybody in you want. I think you'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Yeah, and obviously you would know if the person's bad, and then you would tell me, take them out.
Yeah.
Right?
You just don't add that Drewski character. He'll take the whole
Yeah.
panel down.
He'll control the
Whoa.
whole.
Cheers.
Whoa.
Look at that. Ooh.
Look at that.
There you go.
Fucking
Look at that head.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's all I got tonight. Cheers.
All right, cheers. Thank you, Eric.
That's bumming me out, man.
I did say campfire. What Josh said.
Well, what can I say about its founder's better half? It's delicious. Like I said, you get a lot of those great flavor on this one. You get that maple, you get that vanilla, you get, like Miscellaneous said, you get a toffee. I'm kind of picking up a caramel, maybe like a biscuity type of flavor into this one. But overall, this is a great old ale. I've only had a few old ales. I think I've had the old stock before this one and maybe one other one. But so score wise, I'm gonna give this one I want to give this. I was gonna do a 97. This was a good beer. Like Miscellaneous was saying, if you can find this, definitely pick it up. I mean, at 12.7%, not much. You don't really taste that booze in there. Like I said, all the flavors flow very well together. You get that maple, that vanilla, all that in one. Great mouthfeel on this one too. Just an overall well balanced beer altogether. So yeah, 97 for me as well for the better half from Founders. Plug wise, Billy Crooker 87 and ASMR beer reviews, maybe one. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe last beer reviews. Maybe I'll just go live for my first video or something. Who knows? But,
Legendary Johnny Boy did that, so you'd be okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this is great. Malty Mondays are always a fun time. Hanging out with all you guys and chat. Cheers to the chat. Thanks for having me, BuMpY. Cheers to you. Cheers to the panel. Finish the rest of this and yeah. Happy Monday. Happy Malty Monday.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you want to go live for your first video, make sure that you create your account and let us all know so we can sub up to you first. Otherwise, we'll have no clue. And that way we'll watch your first
Oh yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried to do something with that a couple of days ago. And it said that you had to like authenticate my account or something like that. I don't know. So I
Well,
gotta
Legendary
check.
BuMpY here can help you out with that. And Legendary.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's yeah. I think
Why don't you-
Yeah.
I think Bearman can help him out, and
Should
Eric.
Mhm.
I think.
Look at that road trip.
Thursdays, go to CBP's open bar, and usually they do that. I don't think I've ever really shouted out CBP, but yeah, CBP, keep sipping's on there. Follow both of those channels. Subscribe. They usually do a open bar kind of thing on Thursdays, sometimes Fridays, but yeah, give them a sub,
Awesome person.
thumbs up. So yeah, cheers.
Yeah, keep sipping.
Go hit up Keep Sipping. She's getting real close to 1,000 subs.
Yep, keep sipping. She does wine Wednesdays,
Yes.
8 o'clock, right? 8 o'clock, yeah.
8
Yeah, 8 o'clock, and then obviously CBP Brandon over there, craft beer pours. He does beer reviews. Then he has the open bar Thursdays, sometimes Fridays, or maybe sometimes even Saturdays. Usually about 8-9 o'clock range, depending on what day. So yeah, give both of those guys a sub and likes and all that good stuff. So
And I'm very proud that Legendary Trish might be monetized very soon. I will be celebrating that when that happens. So thank you.
Yeah. Whoop.
growing that channel.
Appreciate you.
Uh-oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Right. Cheers, Josh. Thank you.
Cheers.
Man.
Oh, hi. All right. So this Fuller's 2017 bottle conditioned vintage ale, limited edition, 8.5% alcohol by volume. And I found out it has 40 IBUs. 40 IBUs. I am one itchy fella tonight. I didn't take it back.
Please.
So this had some nice head retention, a creamy, frothy, smooth raisin, cherry, plum, dried apricot fruit. Yum! That apricot dried fruit came through as it warmed up. I started getting that apricot dried fruit. Really nice aroma and flavor. But just a nice leathery caramel toffee aroma flavor as well. Very nice mouthfeel. Body had a nice finish. The body was nice. Just everything about it was awesome. It really brought out my olfaction.
Your ferociousness.
My ferocious olfaction just started going crazy. Slight pine lemongrass finish, slight viscous feel to it. It was kind of sticky on the lips. Had a nice fizzy carbonation. Sweet through the palate, tongue. Great drinkability. And the alcohol does come through more as it warms, but nicely. Great winter warmer. I scored this at a 97 out of 100. I thought it was beautiful. They scored this hella bad on Untapped and other places, which I don't really care about anyway, but they did score it pretty poorly. But I thought it was delicious, and I'll buy it again if I can find something like this. But hell yeah.
I disagree with those websites all the time. I don't agree that that's totally accurate.
I'm either higher, I'm either lower.
I've had some of their world class beers that were fucking dope.
Yeah,
It's an average of everybody and their grandma, right?
it is. It's all a personal opinion.
Like it's like the Wikipedia of beer.
You got base information. You go and research further.
Right.
Hey, beer man, this has nothing to do with beer, but I want to ask your opinion on something.
Ooh.
Why is that fan behind you have no what's it called cover, and why is it never on? I'm just
There's no
curious.
cover.
Yeah, Alex.
I don't want to answer that because it pertains to certain other things that I should.
Okay, so I'll ask you later. Then.
But it was used originally for something in that area.
I will ask you later then.
Off-air beer review with Beer Man.
But now I use it when I'm hot after I come out of a bath and I'm like really hot and faint.
Vapors.
I'll ask you later. Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as beer cheese, 8 o'clock Eastern, It's same as always. That always goes. Wednesday definitely is Malt Happy Wednesday. We're starting that for 2 months. Bring a beer of choice and figure out the malts that are being used in it. Do your education and see if you can taste those malts in that beer you're drinking, in that style of beer you're drinking. You know, so study your style and bring it with you to the table. Let's talk about it.
Hey, legendary beer man, I want you to.
They're always going out. So cheers.
Will this be good for Wednesday?
Honestly, anything would be good for Wednesday as long as you studied your malts, like the style and the malts.
Well, you know I'm not that good at it. Somewhat, beer man. You know that.
Yeah. No, you are good at it, man. Yeah, just study your style, the style of that beer, whether it's an IPA, a brown, a porter, a stout, don't matter. Just study the style.
IPA.
See what goes in it, and figure out those flavors and those aromas of those malts that you're getting, and see if you can pinpoint it in the beer you're drinking and reviewing.
That's it. That's it, man.
Yeah. So cheers. No, thank you. Sorry to take so much time here.
No.
Yeah, thank you, BuMpY. Cheers, man. Thank
Cheers,
you as always.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So much. All right.
All right. Road.
Let's see. The old stock ale from North Coast Brewing Company. I might give it an 88. Maybe I'll give it a 90.
Maybe an 89.
I think I'm going to actually go with a 94 out of 100.
Oh!
But you know, it doesn't matter. We still match somewhat. I did a 90. It's still world class in some level. So we win either way, BuMpY. Cheers.
Yeah, 94. I mean, I've had the Curmudgeon's Better Half there from Founders, and that I think is definitely a better beer than this one. It just has more flavors going for it. It's a better beer. Plus, it's like barrel aged and stuff, I believe, too.
Yes.
So, whoops. There's Josh's YouTube channel.
What? So I'm already subscribed. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, where's it at? Where's it at? I do on my.
4 people subscribed.
All right.
Yep.
More than that.
I'll have to grab it at some point and subscribe.
Anyway, back to BuMpY Road.
Yeah, so the Sunday, got the After Dark beer thing going on. Bring a dark beer. Everybody's welcome. 8 p.m. Eastern start time for that show. Join up in the VIP lounge with the rest of us. Have a good time. If not, just drink in the chat. A little bit more laid back than what Malty Monday is. I do hope and like a little bit of chitter chatter back and forth while somebody's actually doing or reviewing that. Your brew, just try not to interrupt them. And Malty Monday, we don't know what 4 beers are going to be on the panel yet. We're going to create that once the show ends. But there will be 4 different ones that have not made it on the show. It doesn't mean that they haven't made it into a poll before. We don't know what they're going to be yet until the panel members tonight come up with the 4 different brews for everybody to vote on. The poll will be put out into the various hangout groups on Google that we're all associated with within the chat, the panel anyways, some of the chat members. If you are not part of one of those hangout groups with us, I will also post the poll in the description of this video tonight. So go look for it there. Just click on the description. You don't have to watch the whole show again or anything like that.
You got subscribers?
You got a Beer Man's community tab as
Beer
well.
Man's community tab as well. That's where Beer Man's the one that's creating the polls for me.
Props to Beer
I
Man.
appreciate him for doing that.
Appreciate it.
And what else?
Appreciate you.
Whatever beer we do choose, whatever beer wins the poll, which comes down at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, this Wednesday. Everybody's welcome on the panel there as well. You just have to bring said beer style. And I think I forgot to leave the link to this one again. Hopefully nobody in the chat had an old ale that they wanted to bring on tonight's show. I apologize. I have to get better at that of actually leaving the link in the chat for anybody that can't get it elsewhere. But yeah, you can all come on that panel as long as you bring whatever style we're doing tonight. and just to act like a normal, rational human being, but have a good time. So I want to thank the panel tonight.
Bumpy, there's one more thing you got to say is that after dark beers, you only go to a certain beer, which it has to be like a brown ale or dark.
Brown ale or dark?
Yeah, I kind of set it like an 18 SRM standard, but it was just trying to get people to focus on bringing darker beers and not going after like Vienna lagers, because I don't consider a Vienna lager a dark beer. But yeah, bring Dunkels, duals, quads, black lagers. What else? Stouts,
Heavily
porters,
fruited sour.
brown ales.
Heavily not fruited.
Perfect.
Yeah, just
Cover
don't bring
it all,
don't bring a fruited sour. That's been
Hard seltzers for
dark
these.
because it's
Hard pastry seltzers.
No, a stout's still a dark beer, though, regardless of the
Hell
beer.
yeah.
I'm confused now.
Fruited stout.
yeah, it's gonna be dark. It's gonna be dark
That's
too.
what you have fruited stouts. I've had them.
But
kind of weird. Okay.
yeah, thanks to the panel tonight for showing up. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate the chat. You guys were chatting all night long. Hope you all had a good time watching the show. If anybody wants to join in that doesn't have the link, I'll drop that right now.
Yeah.
Actually, we should have done at the beginning of the show.
Anybody that shows up, usually frequent, come help us join the poll or
Yeah.
make the poll.
Yeah.
Join the poll, make the poll.
Yeah, you can
Poll
join
level.
the poll. That's on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
All
Sundays.
Bring your poll.
Right. Going to help out. Alex, don't forget to let Michael Komarov know that Malty Monday has come to an end. He might join up. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's enjoy the rest of the week. We got so many great shows going on for the rest of the week. Beer Man's Beer and Cheese. That's going to be fun. My stepson actually picked out a cheese for me because he actually enjoys the beer and cheese time because he always wants to taste the cheese that I have. So
Velveeta.
I guess he was at the store with his mom today.
Cheese.
He chose the cheese that I'm going to do. So
All will be bought.
yeah. All right. Well, cheers, guys. We'll see you throughout the week on various
You guys
channels.
rock.
And yeah, sign up to Josh Abrams. Josh
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. You guys rock.
Good night.
Cheers.
Cheers.